My advice to all entrepreneurs is
If there is a good intention, if there is a noble purpose for lying, yes, it makes a difference than lying just for getting your way out
true.
or scamming or, yeah, it's a totally different story.
Not everybody has proper mental abilities to understand. A lot of people just hear, they don't listen.
Hiring using psychology, your HR, your human resources, whoever you have in your organization that is responsible and accountable for hiring the qualified people plays an important role. It's crucial.
100%. Yeah. So how are you working during this period?
From home, and we would just go serve with the rules, respecting the rules, not having in the shop more than one person. We were a team. I had colleagues, so we would just do by turns.
Were sales high during this period?
Very high.
During COVID?
Yeah, that. It was very high. It was that I learned like that. So I learned alone at home how to sell gold. My phone would ring, I would answer, I would check the price, I would calculate the premiums, I would quote the client, I would get the transaction done to the company bank account, and then I would go to meet the client to deliver, to hand over the gold.
And how does that work for you? How do you make commission off that?
I would get commission on
Per transaction or on a monthly target?
I didn't work in companies that would put me on a target, and I don't like that concept. I like to put targets on myself. I operate the best in that way, and I give the best results when I give targets to myself. I say, I'm going to do this, I will do it.
You like breaking the rules, right? You're the rebellious one.
Many things can happen, and I don't like making excuses. I don't like to have excuses for why I didn't do something, and also for unrealistic expectations like people normally have, because their excuse is I want to push you, but they're actually realistic. So I am capable of understanding, and I know what we need. I can understand the business. They can introduce me to their business, and they said, this is what we need for the business to grow. Okay. So I always had this entrepreneurial mindset, even inside a business, someone else's business. I would operate as if it's mine.
That's very nice, but from a different perspective or a different side of you, I wouldn't actually agree with you 100%. If I have an overqualified member working with me as a co-founder even, we need to set targets because we need to measure our growth. I need to know on monthly basis what's my growth percentage. I'm not setting a target to make you feel like helpless and you can't achieve it, but rather, no, listen, how much do you think you can sell this month? You tell me. You give me, for example, 100,000. Like, okay, we're going to put a target for the next quarter for, let's say, 80,000 per month. The quarter after that, we're going to increase it to 100,000 per month. The quarter after that, we're going to increase it to 120. Quarter after that, we're going to increase it. Just for you to know that especially in sales, as you're working in sales, you're always building a pipeline. Every day, if you're not closing a sale, you're building a pipeline for the future, pipeline. So after 2-3 months, you have almost 100 clients that you've sent proposals, that they showed their interest, they're ready to convert.
You set goals.
Yes.
Goals.
You don't believe in the word targets. Okay, all right.
Sounds very military.
Sometimes it's needed. Okay.
Well, if you like it on yourself,
Yeah.
but to throw it on others, yeah, you can. If you want to call it like that, that's fine. That's how you want to call it. I like to call goals. What are our goals? Plus, in the gold business, in a pandemic, if you have an employee that just learns the business, has just joined, and it's the pandemic, and it's the precious metals, a very volatile market. Can you make targets?
Not for the first at least 2-3 months. Just to see what they're actually.
Yeah, no, we did set up goals, and we went even. I have a very interesting story about it. We had a nice meeting with the team from South Africa, the team from London, the team from Dubai. Switzerland was at that time also, I think. So our CEO would ask us, so when are you going to reach to this number? Which was like crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Everybody would be like, oh, come on, you know that's No, let's be
It's
realistic.
impossible. Come on.
So I reached my turn, and I said in 2 months, and I did it.
Wow.
I got some pressure. Not pressure. I got some like
Motivation?
tension. No,
Okay.
tension from other people, like especially the international sales managers and directors, because I would raise the bar high
You were
and they would be under
outperforming them,
pressure.
yeah.
Yeah. And nobody liked
How do you
what I'd
deal with
done.
that when you have people in your work environment kind of feeling a little bit, let's say, what's the word? I'm sorry. Threatened.
Threatened?
Yeah. That's how I would explain. No, not in a bad way.
Yeah, I
But
do
I
get
feel
you.
threatened that somebody who's just joined the company is actually outperforming me, and I've been here for that long doing this much.
If they see it as a threat, that's their problem. It's not mine. If they see it as a motivation and we work together and they can learn something from that, and I automatically see from my perspective what I can learn from them, then that's another perspective,
But
and that is
did
where
that
I like
happen
to
to
be.
you?
Yeah,
How did you deal with it?
I just don't deal with it. If they see it as a threat, it's their problem. If they see it as a healthy competition, that's good. We work together. We're going to empower each other, and that is constructive and destructive, remember?
Lovely said. But in real life, come on, sometimes it's just out of control. It's different.
And how do you deal with that? What would you do?
If I'm working with someone and I feel that they're outperforming me,
Oh no, you mean like if I would feel that threat?
yeah,
I never felt that threat.
they did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never felt that threat because I have that constructive competition that, you know, someone is doing better than me. Well, I want to know how. I don't have that, fear because I know myself. I know what I can do. And I know I can do it too.
See, I've always been dealing with this, but on the other side, because I've had my own business since 2014. So for the past 10 years, I'm just working with my team. I don't think, okay, I have definitely encountered a couple of members of my teams that were 100 times better than me. They had more knowledge than me, they had more experience than me. And with those people, I just closed my eyes, followed them blindly because I trusted I had the right people to do the right job. It's their responsibility to take care of it. I don't need to do anything with it. All I need to know is have the basic information of their job description so that when I'm communicating with them, I can speak the same language. And that was point number one. But then, let's say over the past 4 or 5 years, to be very honest with you, most of the people that join my teams in whichever company it is, there's a little bit of underqualifying factors, but we still had to hire such people. And with them working, they were constantly feeling not threatened, but rather comfortable. Oh, it's okay. Even if we do it wrong, we know that somebody's going to take care of it. Oh, it's fine. Even if we deliver it with small mistakes, we know I don't need to go through it and spot the mistakes because I know that Abdurrahman is going to go through it and he's going to tell me fix this and this and this and this and this.
Oh, yeah, people do get comfortable.
And they get very comfortable to a way that they rely on you. That, for example, my advertising company, my social media department, my team would actually prepare a month-long content plans full of grammatical mistakes, send it to me, approved by the account manager already twice, and I get to read through it, and it's like full of grammatical mistakes. I'm like, guys, what is this? Okay, we'll fix it. People stop taking accountability for their job roles. I believe people are just looking for jobs just so that they can get a visa, get a basic salary just for them to cover their basic expenses until they look and find another job that they're actually more comfortable with. So the feeling of threat, I was actually feeling it as, let's say, dependency. People were actually depending on me on everything, which would definitely cause an entrepreneur to burn out
Yes.
eventually.
Because you have to micromanage.
Exactly. If you don't, you won't have time to grow your business. You won't have time to meet investors. You won't have time to grow your brand, your reputation. All you're focused at is micromanaging small little tasks. But that's because you hire people who are underqualified. And I'm not talking that I was, let's say, going for small packages to attract the wrong people. but rather I was going for people who I thought would be fit and suitable for the role. But anyways, I think that things are different now.
To see when they feel that threat, when someone good is coming, a quality
They
employee.
kicked him out. They forced him out. I have witnessed this. I have seen it live.
Yeah.
I had a super qualified person join the team. Within 2 weeks, he was running the entire operations. No joke. 18-member team. 2 weeks, he was running the entire corporation. Then it starts. Someone comes, oh, by the way, this person came late 20 minutes today. So what? It's okay. He's high performance. Later on, oh, this person is not doing this right. He didn't contact the client. He had a problem with this. He had a problem with that. Why is everyone trying to show me the negative sides of what he's doing? His work performance, his deliverable, which he's responsible for, is being overmet. Yeah, but it's very bad for the health environment, for the work environment. It's very bad for the mentality and the mindset. We don't accept that, blah, blah, blah. And it reached the stage where that person came to me and he was like, Abdurrahman, I'm sorry. I really appreciate what you're doing. I like the business and the concept. However, I don't think I can work in such an environment, because they made him feel like he's not welcome. And that's what underqualified people do. And that's the hazard of actually having them in your own company.
That's where hiring using psychology, your HR, your human resources, whoever you have in your organization that is responsible and accountable for hiring the qualified people, plays an important role. It's crucial.
100%.
Because it starts from there, right? So these people that have team up to make the qualified person feel uncomfortable, they should not have been there in the first place. Because they are signed, as you were telling me earlier about the body language.
They know how to do it. They know how to do it. They know how to get along. And they make teams. They make gangs,
No, in between them, I understand, of course. But that's even worse, because they were more than one.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So who hired them?
My fault.
No, we learn from mistakes.
100%, yeah.
When that is very important when we hire people to pay attention. Like I was saying earlier about the constructive behavior, destructive, the right questions, but we don't learn until we go
How
through
do you
it.
hire people?
I don't hire right now.
Okay.
I only had staff in the salon, in the beauty
Okay.
center in Romania. And I hired based on the qualifications for the aesthetical
Okay.
department,
Okay.
the hair department. So based on their qualifications, but also based on their personality.
Okay.
They had to match the industry and their whole their whole persona, the mask, their appearance, everything has to get along and blend and be a harmony. I like harmonious people that are, they talk, they look, they walk, they behave in harmony.
100%.
You can feel that, right?
Absolutely.
When there is a harmonic aura.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Okay. So you came to Dubai. You've been here for 10 years. What have you learned? What have you learned in 10 years in Dubai? And start with the really harsh ones before we get down to business. Like, what have you learned?
Like in life?
Yes. Someone coming to Dubai to live here, to work here, to start a business here. What did you learn in Dubai?
In the first place, I learned the multicultural society, the differences. I've never met this part of the world before, except the ones that were from my part of the world.
Okay.
I got to interact with people from other parts of the world. So I've learned other cultures, what they do, how they behave, through experiences, but also through sit down, talk, go out, have a drink, go out, have fun, go out, do sports, go to gym. So I got to make friends from China, from India, from Africa, from parts of the world that before weren't that familiar. In Europe, we do have also. Europe is multicultural too, but not like Dubai.
Italy,
Italy, it is, but not like here.
not as much as Dubai, of course.
Not as much as here. And I've learned that people can coexist. That it doesn't matter where you're from. If you want to, and if you have as I said before, a higher purpose, the intention. Like, if you want to grow, here everybody wants to grow. We all come to Dubai because we want to grow. We want to,
Yes.
yeah. So that is a higher purpose. But why we want to grow? So I see that people have mainly kind of similar goals. You do see that.
Yes.
And I've learned that
Some people don't have goals. They just follow the goals of their friends because they think it's cool. Because some people don't know how to dream.
they don't last in Dubai.
Who does?
I've
I
seen
look-
people
I-
that are
I'm-
leaving after a year, 2,
I'm
3.
looking back for 10 years. 50 to 60% of the people I knew left the country.
Exactly.
Because people think Dubai is a temporary stop. They don't think, okay, this is going to be home. That's the difference.
I do feel like this is home.
Good. So you belong, and that's why you're talking and thinking this way.
Even if I would have to have another home, this will still be my home.
Good.
I would have like a place here. I would.
Now give me something that you have learned the hard way. Come on. Give me something realistic about the past 10 years in Dubai. Give me hard lessons that you've learned. Talk to me about trust. How many times did people break your trust in Dubai?
That happens all the time. All the time.
How many times did people lie to you in Dubai?
Also, that happens all the time. We all lie. We all do. We all lie. To say that you don't lie, it's a lie.
You're lying. It's not true. Okay. So you have been lied to.
Yeah.
And you have lied to.
Yeah. But even there, it matters the intention.
True. If you're lying because you're trying to protect someone or you're trying to protect something,
So we all lie.
you think it's valid?
Yes. If there is a good intention, if there is a noble purpose for lying, yes, it makes a difference than lying just for getting your way out or scamming or, yeah, it's a totally different story. I do
Okay.
accept a lie that is a protective lie.
So what have you learned from all the lies you've got?
That we all lie.
Okay. And how do you take precautions to protect yourself against those?
I don't. I just let people be them. Or you try to, I don't try to control people.
I'm not talking about control.
Control myself?
Yes.
How?
Because you can cause damage if you want to.
That's true.
But you choose to keep it in. So this is for you. It's not for them.
That's where I control myself, allowing people to be them.
You don't.
I don't like to interfere,
you
the
don't
free
think
will.
You don't think it's unfair to you? Because you're kind of putting a lot of pressure on yourself just
No.
to tolerate with their idiocy?
I will explain.
Please do.
I understand that our planet works with a component. There is a component in the mechanism of our planet, and that is the free will. You're free to choose.
We want to believe that.
I understand that. I know that. I don't believe. I know that you have a free will, and that becomes a law for me. The law of letting things happen. The law of allowing people to make their choices, to be themselves. Doesn't hurt you. It actually releases from your pressure. You're not in a pressure. You don't have to fight to change someone, to convince someone, to show to someone the path. You can just do it relaxed if you want to. Like this is what I think. This is what I see.
Is faith
But
necessary?
The fate comes. Yeah.
No, but is it necessary at this stage? To believe and to keep on having that feeling, I
What is
believe
fate?
things will get better.
You put fate, like you believe things will get better. No, you have to work for things to get better if
Okay,
you want to.
good.
And I do believe in God a lot. I don't believe in God. I know God.
Good.
So that plays a huge role. Faith.
That's my point, yeah.
Oh, okay. So faith. Yeah. I understood something else,
Oh, it's fine.
like destiny.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Fates, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I get
So
you.
faith as
Yeah, faith in God. You know,
Yeah.
it's going to get better. I know it's going to get better. I don't
it's
care how bad it is.
yeah, it's number one.
How many times did you reach rock bottom in Dubai?
Never.
Really? I'm not talking just financially.
I-
I'm talking emotionally. I'm talking spiritually. I'm talking just life. Has life never knocked you down before?
Yeah, I did. I was knocked down,
How?
but I don't stay down.
How?
By emotional disappointment.
Heartbreak?
Yeah.
How long did it last?
Sometimes less, sometimes more.
That time where you felt heartbroken.
There were more times.
Oh. And how do you get over that?
Yeah, I am. I'm very much. How can I put it? Right now, there is no way that someone can break my heart again
Okay, that's good.
because I worked on my emotional intelligence, and I allowed things to happen and people to be them.
And you built a lot of walls
No,
to protect yourself.
I don't have any walls. No.
So how do you restore faith in people?
I do have to restore the faith in them, do I?
How are you giving them a second chance?
Oh, how do I restore my trust in
Yeah,
people? I give second chances, yes, but
You believe in second chances.
yeah,
You give them often.
not often. When I feel that there is a potential that they understood. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it did work, sometimes it doesn't. But the third one, no.
Okay.
There is only one person that I give. I won't tell, but there is only one person that I give infinite of chances. But yeah.
You recovered from that
Yeah.
fully.
I don't have anything. I'm not broken. You know, the broken thing is in our mind even when you feel the heartbreak. Is it an actual break? Because you will regenerate. You'll be even better than you were before, right?
It's a sense of unwilling separation
So there is
or
nothing to fix.
detachment. No, it's not.
See, detachment.
Exactly.
Thank you. Allowing people to be them, detach from, trying to change someone from the ideal of that someone that you want that someone to be for you to be around. Because you won't be around if that someone is not like you want to be, right? So when you start to allow the people to be them and just love them as they are, just appreciate, see the
You see a
good.
lot of people, come on, like, as you said, we live in a multicultural city. Dubai is a metropolitan city. You have people from all over the world. I personally don't expect them to understand me or talk to me the same way. Because if I'm talking to someone from France, they're completely different than me talking to someone from, let's say, Syria, completely different than me talking to someone from the States, completely different than me talking to someone from Russia. Everybody has their own perspective. Everybody was raised differently. Everybody came from a different community. So, for example, me, let's say, my childhood in Dubai, I remember it in such a way, while you remember your childhood in such a completely different way. And as a child, the way I was raised is different than the way you were raised. And this basically puts more of a cultural gap between us. Because whenever we meet in a metropolitan city, you would try to communicate with me in your way, which I might not find acceptable. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's where the tone matters.
100%.
And if you don't like the tone of someone, would you stay?
Depends what's in it for me.
Exactly. If you have to stay,
Oh, yeah.
when you have to, because you don't have to most of the times, but if you have to, if it happens, which is like a business thing, you will just detach. It doesn't get to you. Don't give the person the chance to, it's their choice to treat you like that.
True.
But that doesn't mean that you are as they want to project on you to be. So you just keep being yourself. Keep your energy the same. Don't change your energy.
Sometimes you have to change to adapt to the world you live in, regardless.
Don't.
What if you don't?
Like,
Then
for
you fall
example,
behind.
we speak about someone that is not speaking on a nice tone with you.
Mm.
You don't like the tone, but you have to be there. You can't go.
No.
What do
I
you do?
leave.
Yeah, but you said there are situations in which you have to.
Okay, if we're talking about me personally, no, I'm sorry, I'll leave. I'm my own boss for
This
a
is what I
reason.
asked you the first time.
I'd leave. I wouldn't even bother.
You don't stay. So that makes it even more simple. It's that simple.
And that's the rule you apply in life.
Yeah. I also leave.
Okay, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. That's just, I'm not dealing with this drama right now, or I'm not gonna deal with all of that. I'm not gonna explain myself. Sometimes you get too tired from explaining yourself,
It's draining.
especially when you know that this person is not gonna even understand in any possible way. Not everybody has proper mental abilities to understand. A lot of people just hear, they don't listen, and that's the difference.
Yeah.
I sit down with a lot of people who just listen to me because they want to respond. They don't listen because they want to understand. And if I feel that I'm talking to someone who's just listening to respond, I don't want that conversation. I'm not looking for someone
You're wasting energy.
Exactly, for no reason. I'm not getting anything valid out of it. I'm not educating them. I'm not giving them value. I'm not getting any information out of them
There's
that's
no
useful.
exchange.
It's
There has
pointless.
to be exchange, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's say the post-COVID, how did that treat you? Or how did life start changing with you post-COVID?
Well, life started changing since COVID because I got pregnant.
Yes.
And I have a sweet baby girl.
Eden.
And she became my priority.
She lives with you in Dubai?
Yes.
Okay.
She
and
was born here,
how is
and
that?
like you.
How is that?
Born here, raised here.
How is taking care of her, growing her, managing your business, your lifestyle, your gym, your show, everything? Like, how does that work?
It's the rule of priorities. You know this. I've heard one time a story, which I think you've heard it too, with the jar and an empty jar and the golf balls. You have golf balls. So imagine you have an empty jar right now in front of you.
You look at it
And-
and you say it's full? No, but you can
Yes.
add some sand. Then you say
Yes.
it's full? No,
You-
you can add water. Yeah.
Yes, you put the golf balls. Is it full? You're going to say yes. But then I say no, because you can put the stones. And you're going to put the stones until no stone fits in. Is it full? Apparently, it will appear that it is, but it isn't because you can put sand. Even after you finish with the sand, that there is no way there's no more sand that can fit in, would appear that is full again, but it's not, because you can still put water.
So just priorities, basically.
If you put sand until it's full from the empty jar,
That's it.
there would be no place for golf balls or stones.
Or even water.
Yeah. So it's the rule of priorities. The order of priorities.
What is your order of priorities from number one right now in life?
The family, my daughter, people around, friends, and then the responsibilities, the job, things that feed us, that keeps us up, that those are the household also is in the responsibilities, taking care of our health. And then there are the passions, right? The sand, the passions that we don't have to let them go.
Do you find it easy to attend to all your personal needs, which you actually require?
It's not easy, but it's life and it's beautiful. But it's not easy. It's challenging. Challenging, yes. But that's the magic of life.
Yeah, I believe it is.
When you see that you can do all of that, it was hard. You are drained. You are tired. But when you've done all of that, how do you feel when everything is in place and everything is fixed and the kids are good, the house is perfect, bills are paid.
You feel complete.
All the passions. You wanted to paint that night, you painted. You wanted to go to gym, you've done it. And you are drained. You can't move at the end of the day. But how happy you feel.
Subjective.
Well, this is for my priorities. I've just said that these are mine. But maybe
fulfilling-
you have others.
Fulfilling your priorities doesn't necessarily mean happiness.
But
It can
happiness
give
is
you
great.
it can give you a sense of achievement, can give you a sense of fulfillment, but happiness itself, no.
Happiness is a priority. My passions give me happiness,
Okay,
right?
that's okay. That
My daughter gives me happiness. To see my daughter every day growing,
oh yeah,
learning all the things, reaching
I think
to.
that's enough. Just this alone on its own is enough.
You understand?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's happiness.
So you have a big dog and you have a 3-year-old
And a big cat,
and
a Maine Coon.
what's a big cat?
Maine Coon, 15 kilo,
What?
15 kg.
Those even exist?
She's like, when he stretches like this, and he jumps like 5 meters jump. The Maine Coon. You don't know.
What are you doing with that?
He's a gentle giant.
A gentle
He's like,
giant.
he's coming at the door when coming home. He's coming if I call him, like dogs. They have personality of dogs.
Really? So
Yeah,
they're
but
like,
they are felines.
but they're like they like to be
Cuddly.
personal. They come to you. They're not like those cats that just stay away the entire time. That's the main reason why I don't like cats.
I'll
but-
tell you something about cats. Females are like that. That they just want to be alone.
Oh, absolutely.
But the male cat is the most cuddly thing you'll ever experience.
Really? I wouldn't know. Honestly, I've been raising dogs ever since 2004. And it's been a party. Had like maybe 8 dogs in my life so far.
I think me too. I
Really?
had, yeah. My first dog was a toy poodle or Bichon Frise.
No, I
as
had
they
2
call
German
it.
Shepherds. Yeah, scary ones. Scary ones.
They have personality. They are rebels.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. No, they were. They used to live in the garden. We used to have like a fence for them. Every single night they would dig a hole under the
The
grass.
long hair one.
And yes, and get out from the other side. They're big dogs. How do you manage to do that? You just come out in the morning, they're just having fun in the parking, just walking around. But anyways, I believe that's beautiful. Okay, and if I may ask you, you already told us what's your goal for this year, what you're working towards, hopefully, and the company you're launching at the end of the year. Tell me more
No,
about it.
we already launched.
You already launched, but
We'll
you're looking to
make
achieve
it- yeah.
certain numbers. So, what is it exactly? How does it work? And how can people benefit from it?
It's related to my expertise, to the gold. We are importing gold for investors and also for jewelers. And
So, it's only to jewelry stores and to big time investors.
yeah,
So, if somebody wants to, let's say, invest 10,000 dirhams or 20,000 dirhams, do you attend to such?
no, I
clients?
used to. That was previous. That's how I got my experience before. It's
Okay.
a retail.
Okay.
What we are doing right now is we are talking about large quantities. Of
So,
gold.
minimum investment would be how much?
Can be 5 kilos, can be 1 kilo.
So,
Kilo
it can,
bars
it can
usually.
start from a kilo.
From a kilo, yeah.
And what's the kilo price these days?
Well, if an ounce
Roughly.
is $2,400, a kilo has 31.1 ounces. No, 32.148. So we multiply the 2,400 by 32.148, and that is. And we are talking about the spot price, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 2,400 by 32.148, 155,000 and that
Oh,
is
wow.
a spot. And you would pay a premium of 1%, I would say,
That's to
So-
you guys?
to the trader. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How
There are
much do you
traders
make?
that even ask more.
How
even
much
to-
does your company make? 1%.
No, it depends. It depends on the quantity. It depends on what kind of gold. It depends on the purity. It depends on these details. So it's a
Okay.
lot to discuss about it. We need a whole podcast just for that, for gold.
100%?
Yeah, I think we should do that.
Okay. Because I don't think anybody has covered it recently.
I'm working on a guide. We will introduce the guide
Interesting. Okay.
that is going to talk about certified gold, about types of gold, about types of refineries around the world, examples, what kind of coins, what kind of bars, where the history of gold, what was the gold used before, what is it used for now. So all of these things I'm covering in a guide. It should have been out by now, but I was busy with this company
Take your time.
setting it up.
Take your time.
I promised it, and it's there. I just need to refine it
Okay.
and place it online. It will be an e-guide.
Okay. I have 3 questions for you. Question number 1 is, aside from properties, or gold, where do you invest your money? Yourself.
Yes.
Very good answer. Very good answer. Question number 2. What's an investment that you've done in your life and you regret?
None. There is no. I don't have any
I'm not
regrets.
going to settle for this answer. I'm sorry.
There's no regrets. No, I'm not
You
attached
felt-
to. I'm not attached to money.
You don't regret it. You just wish things didn't go that way.
I'm not attached to money. Okay, I will give you an example. It's not an investment, but it actually could have been. My motorcycle that was a collectible. It was a Honda Repsol CBR that had a great potential.
Which year?
2015.
Okay.
But I got it in 2016.
Okay.
It was the only one that time in the store, but there were just 2 people had one that time, had the Repsol. So it was with the potential of, having a higher value later. But I had to sell it. I had to get rid of it. Literally get rid of it.
What did you learn from that?
That I should not risk to break my bones. I had a motorcycle accident.
But the higher the risk, the higher the rewards. We all know that.
I had a motorcycle accident, which had me
And
in
since
bed
that day?
on my belly. I don't ride anymore.
I had the same thing.
Yeah.
I kept
I didn't break a
fighting.
bone, so I thank God.
But you burned skin, right?
A little bit, yeah. But it recovered of me.
Oh, yeah, I know. Same thing happened to
Yeah,
me.
really?
Yeah.
Where did you have it? On which area?
Okay, so I was on Sheikh Zayed Road. Don't ask me how. It was July 2009. It's boiling. People can cook eggs on the street on Sheikh Zayed Road. And I was on the beach, and I was coming back on my Harley Davidson. I'm wearing my swim shorts, sleeveless shirts, and shoes. And somebody hits me from the front. Somebody hits the front tire because they just entered right while I was there. They couldn't hear a Harley, so I'm sorry. I think they're deaf. So anyways, the bike fell to the right. So I said, if I fall with it, I'm technically going to fall on my right side. I might lose my leg. So I just jumped in the air. I was going at a speed of maybe 80.
I'm smiling, but I'm feeling your pain,
I fell like this on my stomach. My helmet cracked badly. And my entire body like this. I was skidding on the ground for like a good 15, 20 meters. I got up, took off my helmet. I'm looking down. My T-shirt is completely ripped. My shorts are almost ripped in a lot of places. And all I can see is just like burned skin, burned skin, burned skin, burned skin. But the color is so light because it's so fresh. It didn't start bleeding yet. So I thought I'm okay. And my house was the next exit. I used to live in Al Manara at that time. And I was on Sheikh Zayed Road. So I literally just got up. The car that hit me ran away. I literally picked up the bike. I kept pushing it for like a good 5 minutes till I reached home. I enter, my family look at me like, what the hell happened to you? I'm like, call the ambulance now.
You start feeling thirsty.
I literally I didn't know what to do. At that time, I was shocked. I went to the shower, cold water, just stood there and took Dettol and just started spraying my entire body, and it was burning like crazy.
Oh my God.
But I had to sanitize it. That's the first step you have to do. And then I came out, the ambulance came, the police came. I told them the whole story, and never again in my life. No more bikes.
I did it on a palm. I did a wheelie, and I did it too much.
Are you serious?
And I had a fraction of a second to let it go. Otherwise,
But you didn't.
Yeah, I let it go. I just, I ride horses also.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I used to ride a very tall, beautiful horse in Romania. She's very fast, especially when I take her out of the settlement.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can't stop her, so I have to throw myself. So I throw myself from the horse. I know how to fall. That helped me.
Of course.
So I did the same with
But
the
you
bike.
were wearing your gear, right? Like full-on gear.
Helmet
Jacket.
and gloves. That was
No jacket?
gear. No. I had tissue jeans. I had some boots that protected. Yeah, this is from that day.
Oh, wow. And how long
So it
ago was
reached
that?
the boot. It wasn't a motorcycle boot. It was just a regular boot.
Yeah.
So it got open and it reached a little bit on my.
Ouch.
That was 2016 itself.
Okay.
At the end of 2016.
You would never get on a bike again?
I had an urge at the
Okay.
beginning of this year,
All right.
and I'm not going to say never,
Would you
but
would you consider
I
going
don't
to
make
the
it a
store, for
priority.
example, renting one? Yeah, I know, for example, Harley Davidson, if you go to their store now, you can pay maybe 600 dirhams and you can rent any bike for a full day.
I would consider that, and you know what? You just mentioned the bike that I would consider. Like I would consider different bikes, not super bikes anymore,
Nothing that can
not
do a wheelie.
super sports.
Nothing that can
No,
do a
no, no,
wheelie
no,
for now.
no. I stayed for 2 months in bed on my belly. My mom came to help me. So yeah, when I felt on my left side on my bum. So my bum saved my life.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why we go to the gym.
You know, in Italian you say "c'hai culo." It means you have bum when you
Ah,
are lucky.
when you're lucky, you have a bum.
So for
Okay.
me, it applied
It
like
actually applied
literally,
perfectly.
literally, yeah.
Okay. Well, at least everything is safe, right? Okay, that's good. So, would you accept Eden having a bike when she wants to?
I don't think I can control that. Like my mom never liked the idea of me having a bike. She was always worried, but
But she didn't have experience. You do.
yeah. I think I would make sure if she really wants to, I would make sure that she learns properly. So I would get her on courses, on track with instructors. I would get her be very good at it.
But here in Dubai, come on. In order to get your license, you have to go through some extensive course.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, wasn't that
No,
hard
it
enough?
wasn't. It's like a regular course, not really intensive. But there are courses like, for example, I wanted to do it. It was planned that I go for the superbike at the Dubai Autodrome that year, but I didn't attend. I didn't reach to it. But you can go to very nice courses that are extra. You can
Yeah.
just, yeah. So I would just support her goal, but on track, I think. I would convince her to go on track.
Okay. That would set a good example.
Yeah. I think I would go with her. If she really wants to be like, okay, I'm coming, let's do track days.
Okay. Now, my final question is, if you are to give an advice to your younger self when she first came to Dubai, what would it be?
Go for that Everest camp because after that you will get pregnant and
You'll never do
you
it
will
again.
never go. I was meant to go in 2018. Yeah.
That would have been perfect. COVID
And I
wasn't for
said, I
another
have
year and a half.
time. I said, I
Okay,
have
so
time.
Everest camp trip. That's what you're.
Yeah.
Okay, so your advice is basically
Climb that mountain.
do everything you can.
Yeah.
Do whatever you have in plan.
Listen to yourself, your intuition, your urge, like when you want to do something. If it's something that doesn't affect anyone, which by the way is a principle I live by, that my own
Then
existence
do
should
whatever
not
you want.
affect anyone's. Should not. We say it in Romanian. It means only on the bad side,
No,
like
how do you say it in Romanian?
affectează, which is like affect, but in English it means can affect in a good way or in a bad way.
Oh, yeah.
But in Romanian,
It means good.
we use it bad.
That means
We use
bad.
it
Oh,
We
okay.
use it for that. Can also mean potentially good, but we use it mostly for, you know. Yeah, my own existence should not hurt or damage anyone else's.
Okay.
That is a law that I live by, and if you think about it, it includes all the 10 Commandments, all the teachings, everything. You just be a good person. Like, don't hurt anyone. You know, whatever your actions are, whatever your passions, your urges, your everything. Just if it doesn't hurt anyone, do it.
You know, every time I see somebody who's reached a certain level of maturity or a certain level of inner peace, I constantly think of it this way, that because I personally believe there is nobody who's that good without them being so bad first. So every saint was once a sinner and every sinner was once a saint. So when I see somebody who's very peaceful, who's at peace, who have achieved something and they're happy with the state they're in, I start thinking they are who they are today because of all the previous mistakes they have done in their lives, right? And it's only through the mistakes that you go and the experiences you go through that you actually mature and adult to become the person you are.
True. I agree with that.
That applies to you?
Yeah, it applies to me too. Applies to everyone.
Okay, then tell us a couple of mistakes that you have done that have helped you mature to who you are.
Like I've
No
I,
cliches, please.
I
I
think
want the real things.
I've disappointed people. Most probably, I wasn't there when they needed me, or I wouldn't call them like mistakes. I did what I felt. Okay, so even if for me it was the right thing to do, because I wouldn't be here if I wouldn't go through that bad, right? Maybe I would be here, but I would have had different experiences. So it was my path. They were my choices. Now I wouldn't call them mistakes, but my choices could have hurt, someone. It's not necessarily a mistake. It was a choice, and I see the consequences. And I also believe in karma a lot, by the way.
100%.
So it returns, it comes back. I accept it when it happens to me. I accept it because I know, I sometimes we make choices even without realizing that can hurt others, right? So more we are aware, more we are intentional, we reduce that amount. That's how we reach to that level in which we are intentional. That's where we are aware of what we're
Exactly.
doing. So that is reducing the amount of choices that we do without knowing we hurt other people. And when that happens, if you are even if you don't know, it will come back to you. So often, I think when it happens to me, I think, it was just meant to come back. I did something. Who knows? Maybe I'm losing some amount of money, or maybe someone hurts me emotionally, or maybe I've done that. Like I wasn't fair, I wasn't correct. Maybe without realizing, I should have been different. It should have been different. But that doesn't mean that it's better or worse.
No, no, no.
Different.
It means you were
You
learning,
understand?
which
Yeah.
is in the school of life, it
So,
happens to everybody.
yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. It's good to have an understanding of what went wrong and how you have overcome it. Definitely self awareness and life educating us are the two most valuable things in this world. So we will start now by you giving two advice. One advice would be to young entrepreneurs in the GCC. You don't need to say the GCC, but like just direct your advice to them at this stage. Look at the camera and say, my advice to young entrepreneurs is one, two, three, four.
Just
Please
one.
make your advice based on your experiences.
Yes.
Like, what should they avoid? What should they try? The next question is going to be an advice to existing entrepreneurs who are already in the market struggling. So, first one is for the beginners, second one is for the more advanced ones.
I have one for both of them.
Well, please, you can say my advice to all entrepreneurs is blah.
So my advice to all entrepreneurs in Dubai, in UAE, in the GCC, and is valid for everyone around the world, is the advice comes from experience. Focus, focus also on sharpening the axe, not only chopping. That means invest in yourself, seek knowledge, information, apply it correctly, because I believe that not the knowledge is the power, but the application of the knowledge. So sharpening the axe is important. You can't, you won't be efficient in chopping if your axe is not sharp.
100%.
So if you're focusing always on making those phone calls, building those relationships, or whatever you are doing, to get the deals done, to get your company running, to get whatever you are looking for, it will work if you are with a sharpened axe in your hand.
Well, that's amazing. I like that. I think this will definitely stand out. Well, there you go, guys. This is our episode with Laura Drago. I hope you guys enjoyed it, learned something from her experience, and learned something from what she's trying to deliver. I think it was a very good lesson and a very good message out there for everybody. Laura, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you coming over. Now, before we end this, give me one goal that you're going to achieve by the end of this year, and I will call you on that date to ask you if this goal is achieved or not. I will remind you. So, what is it? Something business related that you want to achieve by the end of this year.
I will.
Not a target, a goal. I'm going to eliminate targets from my vocab now. It's only going to be goals.
Goals.
So, what are your goals? Give me one goal.
So you
that-
liked it with
Very.
the golden. My goal is to make all the 3 companies that I am involved in run smoothly, perfectly at the level in which I need to grow further and to grow the numbers of people that I would need help.
What's a tangible milestone by the end of this year that we can follow up with you on?
The number. No, I was saying
a
about
tangible goal.
a tangible goal. Okay.
Doesn't need to be related to money. It can be, for example, towards growing your team.
This is what I said.
Okay.
To growing the number of people in the company, because I would need help. So the companies will be at a level, they will be developed at a level in which I will require more help, and that is having in each of them at least another 2 people helping.
Okay. There it is.
You want me to say it again?
December, we're going to follow up with Laura. We might even go and visit her office to meet her team to make sure that she's actually keeping up with her goals. Thank you.
Please do, and thank you for having me here. I'm
you're
really
welcome.
grateful. Gratitude.
Anytime.
It was a pleasure,
Thanks.
an honor.
Thank you very much.